Imagine you're in a video game store in the year 2000. The PS2 is the next big thing, but you can't afford that, so you head over to the PS1 section to pick up a new game. Ooh, there are some new games in. Oh, I heard the new Final Fantasy is good, you say to yourself. Well, how about the new Crash Bandicoot? All your friends are getting it, so why not? But wait, what's this? Vib Ribbon? You haven't heard of it. You've never seen it before. It doesn't seem to be your type of game. But hey, it's good to try something new, right? But just at that moment, you see they have the new Resident Evil in. It's sold out everywhere and you really want it. So you pick it up and take it straight to the counter. But hold on, was it wise to disregard that mysterious game so quickly? After achieving success with 2 titles, game designer Masaya Matsuura wanted to try something new and so decided to direct his own game, something that couldn't have been made before. And so in the year 2000, Vib Ribbon was released, and it went straight into the weird Japanese games bag. I call this bag the weird Japanese games bag because it's full of games that were only released in Japan and only on occasion released in the rest of the world. There's so much going on here, but for now, Vib Ribbon's all we'll look at. We can't stay with this bag for long though, it's starting to fester. Looking at Vib Ribbon next to Nana Onsha's other games, you can clearly see it stands out. All the bright colours are gone, and the Rodney Greenblatt art style is replaced with something a lot simpler. No wonder this game is so expensive now. Nobody knew what to make of it back then, so not many people bought it. Like other Nana Onsha titles though, this is a rhythm game, but it plays quite a bit differently. Instead of rapping next to a cooking chicken, or playing in hell, we're walking on a line dodging obstacles. Instead of a gripping storyline with characters overcoming their fears, we have no story, like, at all. Oh, the main character is called Vibri though. Now we have that enthralling plot out of the way, why don't we figure out how this game is played? This music, just wow. It's super catchy, and this is only for the tutorial. Anyway, the game teaches us that there are 4 types of obstacles, each with a corresponding button. Jumping over blocks with the L button, loops with the R button, stepping over pits with the down button, and rolling through spikes with the X button. It may sound simple, but the game can get tricky, especially when they combine shapes. Like combining spikes with the blocks to create the top of Bart Simpson's head, which requires pressing the L and X buttons at the same time. We have 6 songs, all composed by a Japanese pop group called Laugh and Peace, rating in difficulty from levels 1 to 3, so they start off easy and get progressively more difficult. The first song is a nice gentle opening to the game, but hold on, I don't think we've been properly introduced to these things here. Okay, let's see. This line at the bottom indicates how far you are into the song. The speed Vibri walks at represents the tempo of the song, and this sequence of colourful shapes is your score apparently. If someone could explain how it works, that would be very nice. Could you imagine if this is how numbers worked in real life? Thank you. Does this survive today? Yeah. Well, that's 1 red cross, 2 light blue lines, and 1 dark blue cross when you're ready. Is that cash or card? Anyway, this song is slow and not filled with loads of different instrumentals, just to get you introduced to the feel of the game. There is, however, a strong presence of camera sound samples, which is why this song is called Polaroid. There aren't too many obstacles in the way either, and there are no signs of the combined obstacles yet. It does speed up at the end, just to make sure that you are paying attention. Also, I think we can all appreciate the Japanglish on display here too. The next song is called Sunny Day, and this one again is a nice slow tune, but still faster than Polaroid. And especially at the end, it gets a lot faster with a sudden tempo increase. The obstacles are still manageable though, and if you get a high enough combo, represented by these pink dots, Vibri transforms into Super Vibri. And if you're able to maintain this status, you can get way more points. Or if you make too many mistakes, then you transform to a frog and then a worm. Your ability to get points will be impacted, but don't worry, just don't make any mistakes to climb back up the ranks. If you make too many mistakes as the worm though, then the game is over. Speaking of game over, the screens you get can vary massively, from encouraging you to give it another go, to making you feel like the worst person ever. Anyway, with this song, the easiest difficulty is complete, and the first song in the next stage is called Laugh in Peace. Same name as the band for some reason. The main feature of this song is the inconsistent tempo. It can get really slow, and only a few minutes later, the tempo can get so much faster. This is your first real taste of the sort of tricks Vib Ribbon has in store for you, and I found it helpful to use the visuals to know when to push the button on the slower sections. The vocal samples are pretty funny too. And with that, we move on to the next song, Universal Dance. And despite it being in the middle difficulty, this is by far the easiest level. Just look at it! The same button over and over with no change at all. The song itself is pretty nice too. It's a shame it's being weighted on a level like this. It's an easy way to get points though. If you're able to get a high score, Vib Ribbon sings you a nice little song and it's the cutest thing ever. Thus concluding the silver stages. We're on to the gold stages now, and things start to get way more difficult. The first song, Overflowing Emotions, seems simple at first, but you need to be fully aware once that first chorus hits, otherwise... Yeah, you need to be practicing with this one. This is also the first song with the combined blocks we saw earlier. The song is in Japanese, so you don't get to hear any more sweet Japanglish. The final stage, Roll Along, takes all the previous elements you've come across and puts it all into a blender. From the tempo changes to offbeat obstacles, moving obstacles, all with it tied together with a damn xylophone of all things. This just may be the best song in the game. It's a challenge, sure, and if you don't practice it, you are going to be seeing that worm. But the song itself is very pleasant to listen to on its own. Oh yeah, did I mention there's a harmonica solo? So that was all the stages. Only 6. Jam Lemmy had 7. Surely not. Maybe I'm missing something. What is this? I guess single track is fine? Yeah, okay. Track 3. Sorry, copyright. But seriously, what you're looking at here is a level that the game's generated for this song in real time, while it's still loaded into the PlayStation's RAM. This is crazy. And this isn't randomly generated either. It will always generate the same level for each individual song. Personally, I found that pop songs work the best, and factors like percussion, vocals and instrumentals as well as tempo can impact how the stage is made. From something simple with only a few obstacles to something absolutely challenging with not only double obstacles but rotating ones, moving ones, not to mention making the game look garbled to increase the difficulty. You can even play all the tracks on a CD as a massive stage as well, but only if you have like 80 minutes to spare. There's a lot of variety between songs and their levels, as well as whatever else you can find, so if you can burn it onto a CD or find it in your garage, Vib Ribbon will generate a stage for it. Now I think it would be fair to call this the black sheep of the Nana Onsha titles. There's no other game like it, even Parappa is quite different. Or maybe it's like that distant relative you only get to see once in a while, but when you do, you just totally get on. I can't recommend this game enough. Every time I buy a new CD, I give it the Vib Ribbon treatment just to see what happens. It's a shame that low sales and high demand has made this game very expensive. I think this is a game that someone who enjoys something a little bit different would enjoy. Wait, hold on. Vib Ribbon? Parappa?